fifth semester.
Hello Miss, my name is Francisca Pifatrinala. I'm the 5th semester student of English Education Program at Widya Mandara Catholic University. And in this video, I will discuss about learner differences. Why do some people almost achieve the native speakers' levels of competence in foreign language, while others never seem to progress much beyond a beginner's level? Let's discuss together. So, there are many types of learner differences, but in this time, I will only focus on 5 types of learner differences. There are age, intelligence, aptitude, learning style, and the last one is characteristic of good learners. The first one is age. So there are 3 parts of age. There are children, teenagers, and adults. So the characteristic of children, they need to move, they concentrate on short periods, learn through experience, they are not very able to control and plan their own behavior, they are not afraid of making mistakes, they are not aware of themselves, they pay attention to meaning and language, and they have limited of experience of life. And the next is characteristic of teenagers. They still need to move, they concentration developing, they begin to learn in abstract ways, they begin to control and plan their behavior, they may worry about what others think about them, they are sometimes aware of their actions, they pay attention to meaning and increasingly to form, and they begin to increase the experience of life. And the last one is the characteristic of adults. Adults able to keep still and they can concentrate more easily. They learn more in abstract ways. They usually able to make mistakes or take risks. They aware of themselves in their actions. They pay attention to meaning and form in language. And the last one they have experience of life. Teacher can differentiate it by 3 ways: content, process, and product according to students' willingness, interest, and learning profile. So what are you already doing to differentiate learners and instruction in your classroom? These things that you have to keep in your mind when you're teaching a children learners. The first one is involve children in hands-on activities. The second, avoid talking for long periods of time. Children learn by interacting with each other and with the teacher. Review, encourage students to correct themselves and other students. And the last one is use what is learned in different contexts. And the next is tips that you have to keep in your mind when you're teaching teenagers learners. The first one is meet their interest topics and then create a collaborative classroom atmosphere and then allow to expression in different feelings, promote cross-curricular work, address different learning styles, manage the classroom effectively, and the last one is avoid putting students on the spot. And next, things that you have to keep in your mind when you're teaching adults, it's learning should be experience-based with the goals adults can relate to, and adults enjoy actively participating in class. Adults require feedback, and adults learn at different speeds like low, normal, or fast. Let's let's move to the next difference of learners. Next is aptitude and intelligence. So what is intelligence? Intelligence is capacity to learn, a total knowledge acquired, and ability to adapt the environment. There are several types of multiple intelligence, like linguistic intelligence is about good speaking power, spatial intelligence it's about fast understanding road number and spaces, logical mathematical intelligence like they good in math and chemistry, and then musical intelligence it's like relation with the song. Interpersonal intelligence it's a self-control person. Bodility 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 kinesthetic intelligence like physical activities. Intrapersonal intelligence like dealing with other people. Naturalistic intelligence all about the nature. Political intelligence like quality for the leadership. And the last one is sixth sense intelligence. It's about understand perception. The next is aptitude. Aptitude is a unique combination of abilities and personal characteristics which make a person to do better than another and increase of their chance of success as it like habits, skill, and abilities. Aptitude has several components, like the first one, the ability to identify and memorize new sounds, understand the function of particular words in sentences, figure out grammatical rules from language, figure out the grammatical rules from language samples, and the last one is remember a new words. Next, learner differences. It's about learning style. There are many questions about how learning styles interact with success in language learning. For one thing, it's difficult to determine whether they reflect immutable differences or whether they develop through experience. There are three kinds of learning styles preference: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Visual, it's relying more on the sense of sight and learn best through visual means like video, books, cards, and pictures. And for auditory, preferring listening and speaking activities, for example like discussion, debates, plays, audio tapes, and others. And the last one for kinesthetic, it's like benefiting from doing projects, working with objects, and moving around. And we move to the last learner difference. It's about characteristic of good learners. Good learner characteristic is a student who can find their own way, creative, make intelligent guesses, make their own opportunities to practice, and make errors work from them, not against them, and use contextual clues. There are many characteristics of good learners, like leaders. It's about student-led learning and it shows initiative in their interest. And the second, like questions, like they question everything and dig into the deeper answers. And the next, like driven, they driven by interest, engagement about work around them and strive to learn more. And the next is determined. It's like they think it's important when things go wrong and go longer than what they planned. Engage, like they engage the world around them through all of their sense. And the last characteristic is engage through all of their sense. So that's all from me about learner differences. I hope this will be useful for you. So that's all from me. Thank you and goodbye.